Hey guys, it's Jeanette. I thought I'd come on here and do a quick update on my gyno oncology visit. I don't have any results yet, but I did talk to Dr. DL Garza. And so I went to go see him because, in case you haven't seen the first part of this, I'm having some issues with the female reproductive system that I haven't had and I'm not supposed to be having because of the type of cancer that I have, which is advanced metastatic stage 4 breast cancer, but it's ER positive, PR positive, and HER2 positive, which just means it's hormone driven. The ER and the PR stand for estrogen and progesterone. So I was having some things going on in that area that are not supposed to be going on because it is something that can feed the cancer or drive the cancer, because my cancer, the type of cells that I have are driven by hormones. I'm not supposed to have any, and apparently within the past few months I have been producing some. So I went to go see the gynecologist, oncologist, Dr. DL Garza, and so of course he didn't have any answers for me. We did a quick consultation, well, not a quick, but he already knew all my history because it's in the same office as my oncologist. So they're on the same computer system. So he had access to all my history, all my records, all my medications, etc., etc. So I just needed to add to it an update as to why I was needing to see him, which I just explained. So he decided to go ahead and do a pap smear, which I really don't care for, but you know, it has to be done. So he went ahead and did a pap smear, and while he was in there, he did see a polyp. So he went ahead and removed the polyp, and he's going to obviously send that off to the lab. And then I'm assuming he saw something suspicious because he also stated that while he was there in the area, you know, he's like, well, you know, he's talking through every step, you know, trying to make me as comfortable as possible, telling me, okay, I'm doing this. Okay, we're doing this. Okay, you're going to feel some cramping. Okay, you know, I'm going to push on your tummy here. You know, he's walking me through every step because I explained to him that I was a little bit nervous of the situation of what he was going to do because I had a bad experience with one, and that's why I don't like having them. And that's why I had avoided having them done. So, you know, he's walking me through all the steps, and so he's in there. He does the pap smear. He sees the polyp. He removes the polyp. And then I'm thinking that he probably saw something suspicious, maybe some suspicious tissue or something, because he said, you know, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do a biopsy. So you're going to feel some pressure. There may be some cramping. And so I'm like, oh God, you know, just please hurry and do what you got to do and get out, because it's very uncomfortable. But like I said, I'll do whatever I need to do to help my situation, you know, if it's going to help my situation. And obviously I don't want the cancer to spread further. So he went ahead and did a biopsy. So then he decides after all that he wants to order an ultrasound. I don't know if it's called a vaginal ultrasound or a uterine ultrasound, but basically it's a scope that goes into the woman's reproductive system, and it's a ultrasound. So it does the surrounding tissues, and then it tries to also look over to the ovaries on the right and on the left. So then I had to wait a week and a half to get that done, and I had it done. If you've never had it before, it's, I don't know, it's like it's a rigid scope, you know, and it's pretty thick, like your thumb or maybe even bigger. And it has a camera at the end. It's hard, it's rigid. Because I asked him, you know, when I went to go have it done, you know, I asked him, I said, I kind of have an idea of what this is, but I didn't want to do too much research because I would just make myself nervous and anxious and maybe have anxiety all the days leading up to having it done. So I didn't want to research it too much because I had an idea of what it was. And like I said, I didn't want to be feeling sick or ill or just anxious about it every day. So basically it's a scope, and it's pretty long. It's like at least 12 inches, maybe 16, 18 inches long, because he has to be able to hold it at the end. And like I said, the thickness is probably thicker than my thumb. I didn't really get a good look at it. I didn't really want to. And then there's like I hate saying it like this, but there's like a head type thing at the end of it, and there's a camera, so he's able to go in there, look at the surrounding tissues, and then look to, he can move it to the right and move it to the left. Like I said, it's rigid, so when he's in there and he has to look to the right or to the left, while he's moving it to the left, the bottom part is pushing you to the right, and then when he's looking to the right, the bottom part's pushing your bottom to the left, opposite. I wish that somebody would just develop that type of scope as a flexible scope. Where I work, we do, well, I've worked in gynecology. I've worked in a GI clinic, and I'm working in an ear, nose, and throat clinic. In the in the GI clinic, we used to do endoscopies and colonoscopies, and that was a fiber optic scope, as is the one that we do here at the ear, nose, and throat clinic when she does the scope of the throat, the speech pathologist. So all of these scopes that they use for going into the throat and going into the I don't want this video to get flagged, but it is a medical term. So go into the rectum for the colonoscopy, or go down the nose for the flexible. It's for the speech pathologist to look at the throat. Anyways, all of these scopes are thin, like the size of my pinky. They're all flexible, and they all have a camera at the end. And I think they even have a little light, and they enter it into whatever orifice, and they usually have a little dial on the outside where they can dial. They move the little dial, and it moves the head right, left, up, down, and then further in. Why doesn't the ultrasound that I had have a scope like that? I have no idea. I wish someone would invent that, because it would be so much more comfortable for the female than having that long, thick, hard, rigid scope going in there and trying to maneuver to the right and to the left all the way at the end to try to look at the ovaries. So anyhow, I had that done. Long explanation for that. I know I went on a little rant. I'm sorry, but so I had that ultrasound done. Was it Monday? I don't know. It was like this week sometime, and we're on Friday now. So now I have my follow-up visit is scheduled for next week with Dr. D.L. Garza to go over the results of the pap smear, the biopsy, the polypectomy, where they remove the polyp, and the ultrasound, the vaginal ultrasound or the uterine ultrasound. So I have an appointment next week to get those results. So this video is just basically explaining to you that appointment that I was telling you that I was going to have. I said the next video would be a results video, but obviously I don't have the results yet. But I wanted to give you guys an update of what had transpired in that video. So I had all of those tests done. Next week I'll get my results, and then I'll pop on here and I'll let you know what the results are, how they're going to be controlling the hormones if I'm having them, which I'm pretty sure I am if I'm having those symptoms that I explained in the first video. And why I'm so nervous and anxious, and I wish this wasn't taking weeks long to get results, because in my mind I'm giving the cancer 2 weeks to grow and spread and feed off of the hormones that I'm pretty sure I'm producing, considering that the cancer that I have is driven and feeds off of hormones. I don't want to be producing hormones. I don't want to feed the cancer, and 2 weeks is too long to just be like, oh, come next week and we'll do some tests. Oh, come in 2 weeks and we'll get those results. And in my mind, I'm like, it's urgent, because it's me. But anyhow, I will catch you guys on the next video. I promise. The next gyno oncology visit video is going to be the results video. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me. If this is the first time here, hi, my name is Jeanette. I do a lot of different things on this channel. Anything and everything that I want to do, I do. I don't discriminate. So, but I do have stage 4 advanced metastatic breast cancer, which is terminal. I am on daily chemotherapy, oral, and I do go in every 3 months for an injection here for the bone strengthener, because I do have it in my bones. But if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope that if you are finding this channel because you have cancer, I'm very sorry to hear. I hope you know that you are not alone, and if you ever need anybody to talk to, please leave me a comment. Please send me a message. My IG should be linked down below, but if I forget, it's Gyno 929, Jeanno 929. Send me a direct message there, and then we can open up a conversation. And I'm here for anybody who has anybody. But if you have cancer and you feel alone and you feel like nobody's in your situation, please feel free to email me. You know, I'm in the same boat. So anyhow, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell for notifications for when I do update or upload. So I will talk to you guys another time. I'm late for work. Gotta go. Bye. Peace out.